Welcome back to Bardfox Breakdown. That's right. This is the only podcast for now where you can take a closer look with the creators here of Legends of Raspia for all of your Raspian products. Today, to rote, we are discussing Season 3, Episode 13, Lord of the Edge. It is the final episode in the Edge arc, or as I have recently come to call it, the Bustin' arc. There's a lot of busting going on in this one. And in fact, I convinced you to say bustin' at one point. So,
yeah, and I think subconsciously, I don't even think I was referencing. I think it just creeped its way into my vernac.
It busted into your vernac.
That was better.
But yeah, and you can see I've adjusted the angle of my thing because I've rearranged my room recently, and this is boring because I haven't put art up over there yet. So this way, I look more interesting.
Yeah, got a little backlighting too.
Exactly. It's angelic, which is also timely for this time of year.
Angelic and timely. When people ask me to describe you, that's usually how I go about it.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
I imagine. So the VO, I mean, on both ends, we'll get to the close, but the VO in the intro is very, very funny.
I love that. First of all, no one has ever asked the VO to play. You ever think about that? Did you ever think about that?
Damn, I didn't, and I think that's a testament to your point.
Mm-hmm. But I do. I speaking of, well, we'll get to it later. But speaking of smug creation, smugly revealing your creations. Alliteration is the highest form of recap.
That's what it was.
There.
Yes,
it's up there for me as far as
really
lines
good.
go.
Yeah, you deserve that the self back pat there, because
thank you.
That was really, really funny. That's what it was. I had written down brilliant VO. I couldn't remember like what I loved about it. Yeah, first of all, it was a really good alliteration, and then. Yeah, how many points was it? Do you know?
Oh, that's something I can verify.
So for the listeners, you grade your alliterations by how many words in a row you're able to use. Now, some people include after thes or us. I think it can. It depends.
It
depends. Yeah.
All right, so I got local lurkers looked on, loitered, and lashed out, leading our little legends to the Lord of the Edge.
So loitered and lashed out, leading our, because there's on. I think on is where the break would be, and then following that though, that's like a 7 or 8 pointer.
No, it's all broken up. Local lurkers looked. Is there only three in a row?
Okay.
Yeah. Otherwise, it is broken up by. But you know what? It's hard.
It's alliteration aura.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the other thing is like, you have to really pick your letters when it comes to stringing together a big sentence like that, because.
It's a good point. T's would be a lot easier. Yeah.
Because you got your twos and your thes.
That's a really good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Asterisk next to the T-based alliterations. Anyway, so alliteration is the highest form of VOing. Is that the line?
Recap.
Recap. That's better. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The brilliant VO. Loved that. I've said it for several of these in a row, but I do believe that the VO is really beginning to feel themselves.
Actually, in fact, you do keep saying beginning to feel themselves. I wonder at what point.
No, it's always
going to reach
good,
a final form.
You know when you like a band and you're like, you get into them in the radio era. You go back and listen to their old stuff, and you're like, this kind of ain't it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's same. No, but for real, they're getting just better and better. I suppose is a better way to putting it. Starting to come into its own as just the storyteller in me, like loving, just trying to frame it in a cinematic way. We'll say.
We'll take it.
No one tell the VO about this.
Yeah.
I'm already getting some fucking heat from the guy. Well, from the entity, whatever.
Sure.
Whatever
Who
form
knows?
that entity takes.
Who
We do
knows?
know that it can spill drinks. It would be fun to do a full recap of, like, you know, the next listen through I'll focus on the VO's, like, greater narrative more and, like, what's actually world building wise, what we've actually established. Like, as we said, it drinks. Like,
Does not smoke.
doesn't smoke. It's self-aware. Like, we know it knows it's a VO for the show. The VO knows me. I don't know if I've met the VO because I have a terrible memory. I reintroduce myself to people very rudely, accidentally, all the time. Happened with the Terminex guy from last week.
Oh, no.
Well, it was confusing because he comes in, handshakes, and he goes, Alex. And I was like, oh, hey, I'm Nathan. It's nice to meet you. And he goes, it's good to see you again, which is brutal.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude, I did that to, like, one of my best friends, where I was like, oh, man, I've heard so much about you. It's good to meet you. She's like, we met already. I was like, oh, no.
Oh, dude, if I had a nickel. I forget because I don't spend a lot of time out and about meeting new people these days, but I forget that there was a point where I'd gotten really good at just being like, Nathan.
Yep.
Just like, it's, yeah. Just leaving it ambiguous because I wouldn't remember even if I had met this VO. So we have established that it is also aware of my my ego, my delightfully large ego.
Yeah.
The kind of pendulous ego. The kind of ego you can lay on the table.
Yeah, well, yes, it, in theory, has heard you talk at all, so...
Fair. Yes, but anyway, it'll be fun. That'll be a fun little study, you know, to really get under the hood and see what makes the VO tick. It's really starting to get good, though. It's starting. It has I think it will start to begin to get good soon.
Yeah, all right, good. We'll see. We'll
really
see. I don't know,
started
maybe.
Ramping up. I love that you called that. I'm so acutely aware of it now. That's so funny. Anyway, my God.
Anyway, this is also a special episode. This Bardfox breakdown is a special episode because our intentions are to release it to the normal fucks, I think is the way that you put them.
That's how it's one of the ways I put it.
Pedestrians.
I would say that's the kindest way that I put it for sure.
Yeah. The main feed grovelers. Let's see. What else have you said?
Well, that was the name of the team name I suggested. We want to get into collegiate sports, so we was throwing that around.
So if you're
grovelers.
joining us from the main feed, welcome.
Go grovelers.
Go grovelers. We're so happy to have you join us. And also, Happy New Year.
That's right. Because this is a perk.
Yeah, you get eye contact, and you get thanked on major holidays. Thank you.
Can't really see my eye contact.
That's good. That's
Behind
good.
my new G's. Anyway.
That was contractually fulfilling, so.
Perfect. Okay. Check that box off here. So our story starts off. We're amidst the trolls. We're amidst the lurkers.
Exactly.
I think the effect, is it the same effect that we used in the last one, or is this?
It is the same effect for the trolls, for the lurkers.
Yeah.
Yep, it's the same effect that you designed for them, and I took a lot of the same sounds that you did, like the LOLs, LOLs.
Yeah.
But then I did add in a couple. I just like took like story beat components, basically, like when you said that like they all started repeating something that Dukas says, then I just like copy pasted that and had that go through the effects, basically.
Nice, dude. Cool.
So yeah, it was the same effect but built on, and kind of didn't want to just rely solely on the same couple things over and over again, you know.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. It adds a hell of a lot of depth to the area. You can really feel where you're at in Forspa because of that.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, there's something so immersive about when, like, I'll say something and that's cool, it's diegetic, but it's also coming from my mouth. It helps really give another dimension to the world when you then hear that thing and I'm not saying it. Like, I think that really does add a lot of depth to it. I can feel that kind of add to the audioscape, and kind of helps build the universe a lot. So it's very well done.
Hey, thank you. But yeah, we're kind of being introduced to the Lord of the Edge. We are trying to figure out how to get through. It looks like that's kind of the best way to get to the Edge, is we kind of got to get through this mob. We finally ask him what his name is. Which is
yes,
Dukas.
Dukas. Yes, it is indeed Dukas.
Which was name dropped earlier this season. He also did perform at the Kill Hinch earlier.
He did. Yes, he's one of the Kill Hinch regulars. Take a bit.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I keep trying to return this into the bank, and they are not letting me cash it in.
Well, if you remember, and I know you do, when we used to play in person, when we were all living there in the old Mama Zoo, I went out to like a dollar store, a costume store or something, and I bought a bunch of little gold coins, and I would physically throw them bits.
Like these?
Oh, he's got them. Oh, that's so fucking cool. Good on you, man.
Yeah, dude, of course. Of
that
course,
rules.
I have them literally on me, too.
Yeah, no, that's the fact that they were within reach is perfect. Yeah, because this was years ago now.
Yeah, do you remember? Because this one has the 3 on it too. Because I think at one point that's how we established or kept who had the order of CTO or something like that.
Okay, that makes sense.
I don't know. I think it was something like that.
Well, they got used in the making of Raw too, I think, or was that? I think they predate that. I don't know if I did end up using them in Raw.
You still get pregnant from predating.
Yeah. Too true. So, at one point, I'm talking about what they're saying down there, or the things that Dukas is saying, and you go, I wish there was something. I can't remember the exact line, but I wish there was some sort of a way I could show my virtue, like some sort of a sign I could. And I think as of now, I've got virtue sign as the MVJ, because that was very, very, very funny.
Thank you. I started thinking about it in terms of a bat signal sort of thing.
Yeah, it's up in the sky, and we start riffing on that.
I am virtuous. I'm a good person. I have to tell you that I'm a good person.
I'm not wearing hockey pants, but it's totally cool that you are.
That's good.
Thank you.
In regards to Dukas, what I think it's cool to have the barrel sloshing around, but what's the inspiration and implication that you're trying to paint behind the barrel and things like that?
The barrel being that this person, who I will reveal, is quite full of themselves and is a comedian who is very well known for laughing too hard at his own jokes. Dukas, as in so many of these characters, is a it's sort of a spoonerism. It's something I like to do with names while reverse the first and last letter. Actually, the first characters, Jorst and Foal, Tahi. The first characters that we ever had in Legends of Raspios, Forrest and Joel were the players.
Yeah.
And I just switched the Jorst and Foal. So like I think it's funny. You get a lot out of it too. Like as far as fantasy names are concerned, like it really it's a good way you can do it on the fly.
Good mileage.
This one I wanted to. Yes, exactly. It's got legs for sure. And this character is based on a person by the name of David Lucas. So it's Dukas is the name, who's, again, a person who's very full of themselves. They are anyone that you see satirized and really made a balloon animal of. It's because these are characters inspired by these people, of course.
Sure.
It's not a portrayal of them, obviously. I'm not, but these are characters inspired by these. Think South Park. Disclaimer.
Sure.
Very, very in a very South Park kind of way. There's just characters inspired that we just came up with, and it's not reality in any way or whatever the disclaimer is. But is a
as
very
accurate
much
to the voice as they are, or not.
Yeah, right. Well, and, yeah, that's in the previous. Yeah, in the previous app, there's he is. It is not a person whose voice I would have felt comfortable attempting to do without being great at it.
Yeah, fair enough.
So that's why you just get the kind of nonsense voice that I did do, which I think with the beeps really pulled it all together.
Yeah.
Because it was what I was doing was kind of funny, but you get enough of that kind of funny, gibberish curse words thing. You understand that that's the bit that I'm doing, but the beeps just make it so. And I'm a sucker for it, like we talked about. But my God, I love the beeps. I mean, you saw me watching this. I audibly crack up every time.
Every beep.
Every time they get deployed. It just elevates it in such a huge way. That was a great example of teamwork for sure. Because I think Justin was the first one to suggest that we do it, and then we kind of play into that as a joke, and then the way it comes through in post, again, it's everybody, everyone, yeah. It really is in rare form there. It cracks me up.
I gotta send you an episode of Hey Riddle Riddle called Lord of the Beeps, strangely enough.
Is it really?
Yeah. But it's something it's been a while since I listened to that episode, but it's something where the Lord of the Beeps dies, and then so everyone's just cursing and they're like, "That's what you're saying," or something. I don't know. They became an offhand comment, and then they just improv'd on top of it for a while.
That's awesome.
And I think it became its own episode or something. Anyways. It's a good one.
Yeah, you'll have to send it to me. I'm a huge Adol Rafai fan.
And a huge beep fan.
I love the beeps. I love the Rafai.
Mm-hmm. Adol beep Rafai.
Exactly. The beeps get me every time. Oh, okay. Also, on the note of the sloshing, that's also very well done. Really helps paint the picture. Are you using the same slosh noise? Because I know you said they were kind of hard to track down the right sloshes.
I found 3 or 4 different ones that I ended up liking, and so I think this is a distinct one from the ones from the previous episode.
Okay.
Excuse me.
This is something I could have looked up, but it is on my notes. How do you spell sloshing? Is that an A-U or an O?
I do an O.
Okay. Well, yeah, just in my
Slosh.
head, I always hear Slaushing, like
Interesting.
sloshing, rather than sloshing. Because I
Yeah,
guess
I think it's slosh like Josh.
slosh like Josh. Okay. Interesting. And
Hmm.
by the way, if you're watching this on our YouTube feed, please sign up for the Patreon. This is the kind of thing you're signing up for. This is the kind of meat. This is kind of our meat and potatoes here.
I can't wait to see the comment from slosh like Josh.
Yeah,
That's
right.
got to be someone's username, right?
Jump on it. Get that handle. Slosh like Josh. That's a damn good one. Uh,
Hey,
okay, so it's not sloshing. I have been mispronouncing that for all of my days. Because yeah, I
it's
bet
all
if you
right.
type it, looking at it, yeah, it's a much prettier word using an O.
Hmm.
Slosh, you've got the same prefix as slaughter. That's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
SLAU is not a pretty start to a word,
No, no, it's really
phonetically
not.
speaking.
No, no, you're kind of gearing up for the worst there.
Right.
It's
Um,
not pronounced slafter, by the way.
that's what is that? Naked Gun. There is. Have you seen the commercial? Because I know you don't watch a lot of commercials.
I don't watch, but I have seen the Naked Gun.
Okay, yeah, yeah, for man's laughter or whatever. I,
Oh,
I I saw it on the
oh yeah.
commercials. I was like, that's a damn good pun. I should watch
You,
this movie.
you should. That's the new one, right? The Liam Neeson joint.
Yes, yeah, yeah.
I think it's brilliant. I so often like the sequel era, right? Of like or reviving like an old IP and like these constant regurgitation movies are really, I think, boring and not, usually tend to be like cash grab, like unthoughtful cash grabs, right? The Naked Gun movie, I was so pleasantly surprised about how well they honored the original, like in tone, in vibe, and then like literally in homage. It's really fun because Liam Neeson's character is like the son of Leslie Nielsen's character, and so
Okay.
there's a moment where Leslie Nielsen is he's got like a portrait at the police station, and so he goes and Liam Neeson kneels in front of him and like has this really kind of like hilarious and like meta moment of like, I only hope I can do right by you. I just want to live up to you. I want to like the classic sort of cop drama too of just like also talking to your honoring your dad by also being a cop, and then he pulls out, you see that this entire room has like portraits, and all these different cops are kneeling in front of their dad's portraits and like doing this thing too. It's just like a funny ass reveal. Like, I don't know, I was really pleased. I was really pleased with Naked Gun, having grown up with like the Naked Gun movies, like the originals.
I'll probably watch that this weekend.
That's
Yeah,
good.
because it's the holidays, so we got
Mm.
family coming over,
Hmm.
and yeah, I imagine he's probably at least seen the original Naked Gun because he's
Yeah,
very into comedies and like from that
it's it's
from that era.
pretty stupid, which is right on par.
Yeah, right, exactly.
If I can have another quick sidebar though, the in that same realm of genre movie, have you ever seen Top Secret? I think it's called Top Secret with Val Kilmer.
No, I don't
Okay,
think so.
you and Xanthi should definitely watch that one because I know you both are Kilmer heads.
Yeah,
Um, and
Kilmarians.
Comarians, exactly. But yeah, same. It's stupid as hell. It's a spy movie, but he's like basically a Beach Boys uh like lead singer rock and roll guy over in East Germany, like trying to yeah. Anyways,
Kilmer plays that well, the rock star well.
I think that's what sold him to play Jim Morrison. I think because this is a little bit older of a movie.
Oh,
I
okay.
think probably someone saw him like because he's singing in it. He's singing and dancing.
That's
Um,
awesome. He,
yeah,
fu-
so
he
I'm not
fucking nailed
surprised.
Morrison, dude.
He did Morrison better than Morrison.
Yeah, right. Yeah, seriously. Yeah, it's like Johnny Depp with Hunter S. Thompson. You hear interviews of Hunter S. Thompson, you're like, that's kind of like Hunter S. Thompson talks in that Johnny Depp movie.
Huh.
Yeah, yeah, that's too true. Uh, so steering back a little
Yes.
bit, but kind of staying
Yes.
on the meta level.
Hmm.
You guys do a great job, especially in the like early, the early acts of this particular episode, running with the metaphor really well.
Hmm.
Kind of
Mm-hmm.
understanding like what the joke was around here, and like really leaning into it, and kind of like, I hear going over their heads is a good way. I hear they get uncomfortable if you guys
Right.
immediately you did a great job of filtering like real world like jokes into how that would manifest into this universe. You did a really good job of like
Yeah.
towing the line on that. It was really funny.
Yeah. Well, I think that's the sort of like I don't know. That's the sort of problem solving you'd want from your players, right? Of like, this is the world that was established, and like this is how I'm pulling from that, and yeah, that's the problem solving, right? And I think, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's
No,
good
you're
shit.
you're exactly right. Yeah, it's there's something so cool in throwing out a concept like that and seeing it land with your players. Seeing you guys get it and then also like run with it. Yes, and
Hmm.
the whole thing was just yeah, it
Right.
comes together really well. And I think even given the really dark backdrop of the music of this one, and the soundscape that you create, kind of using sound effects and also the way you affected the composition going in,
Hmm.
even with that super dark kind of hypnotic backdrop, which I'll get into in a little bit here once we change the scenery. Once we get farther into the story, I'll talk more
Hmm.
about my thoughts on the score. But yeah, I think leaning into the plot, or, the theme of what was going on, you guys leaning into the theme so much really helped like become kind of juxtaposed by the dark background rather than like it sinking into it. It's kind of
Hmm.
we needed a lot for it to pop, because again, it's almost hypnotically like highway hypnosis, almost dreary in this particular
Sure.
one.
Sure. I can
Um,
see that.
because it's under the same theme that the other two from this arc have been in, where it's that really dark waltz. But
Hmm.
this one in particular, with that like the drums, which is actually
Yeah.
pretty close on my list here, so I'll just throw it out there. The effect you have
Crazy.
on the bass drum is so cool. It feels like Mordor.
Yeah.
That like the actors and it's
Yeah.
I love that it kind of takes the lead largely in a lot of this,
It
because it's
does.
it's the pulse of the episode, and it's part of what makes it so hypnotic, is because it's there like a heartbeat the whole time. And again, the effects
Hmm.
that like the effect that you chose to use on it, or like to complement it, it's
Hmm.
chef's kiss, dude. It's so
Thank you.
tasty. That fucking it feels almost like a raw. Again, it's Mordor. It feels like an orc playing. Like,
Yeah. Well, I think, like you said, like that was. It felt like that drum was so central to like the composition itself that like I kind of thought of it as like mixing around that centerpiece, right? Um,
sure.
that's I mean that's tends to be like the sort of the idea in mixing, right? Like what's the most important part of any given what's the most important like track in any given like part of a song or the entirety of a song, and make sure that that's the focal point and make sure that that's always clear, um, and build around that. And so with the drum, I don't remember doing anything super crazy as far as effect go, other than like mixing around it. Probably a little, I mean, a little bit of like compression, like a little more punchy compression, and some saturation, because that's kind of the thing I do for most things.
Hell yeah, give it that
Who doesn't
spice.
exactly? Yeah, a little color, but yeah, definitely like percussion driven, and which I think really, I mean, you have a keen sense to as a composer to have the episodes where it is more not necessarily combat, but like conflict driven. I think it makes sense to have more percussive keys or more percussive like focal points.
Agreed. I think it adds, you again kind of feel the pulse rise a little bit, but also like there's something so percussive about the idea of a fight, or like going all the way back to like the classic cartoon scoring of when the dust ball would kick up and you just see the legs and the like fists pop out and
That's a good point.
Like, it was all percussive. It's like that's kind of almost what you're threatening by letting the drum's presence build. And I think in this particular piece, the way that it holds back, where it feels like it builds the whole time, like you can feel that pulse. But as we, again, there are things I want to touch on about the score as the story progresses. So I'll leave my point at that as far as like but I'll pick back up where I left off here, right around like, just the pulse of it building and, as far as conflict is concerned.
So we decide to go over the trolls' heads. We make a somewhat overly elaborate plan where, it's like, oh yeah, I get up there, I'll pull you up, and you pull, blah blah blah. And it's like we should have just jumped from the get go. Like we're jumpers.
Yeah, but it's funny that like that came up in the actual like again, not to reuse the word diegetically, but it came up very organically. Where your characters would be like, oh, I guess we probably should have done that. It's funny that it's funny that it got remarked on. But I will say it's also important because it's where the scissors come into relevance for, I think, the first time since you guys picked them up. So as far as scissor arc is concerned, it was a demonstration of you guys using it as a tool.
Justin. Well, let's just say he's crouching tiger on my hidden dragon.
Let's do. Yeah.
Which is, for the record, that is my favorite movie.
Like, just in general?
Yeah.
I did not know that. That's cool.
I have a poster of it somewhere.
It's beautiful. I haven't seen it.
It's beautiful. Really?
I don't think so. I remember when it came out, but
it is absolutely gorgeous. Everything about it is gorgeous. Like, great acting, great fucking kung fu, and great great fights, great score.
I'll have to check it out. I know it's a classic because it's one of those that after it came out it was so huge culturally. You said it's like the Matrix in that way where you see it referenced, a lot. That jumping from like thing to thing, fighting.
God, it's so cool.
Yeah,
it's cool. I just got shivers thinking about it.
I'll definitely have to check it out. I didn't realize.
But also, it's love stories. You got a couple love stories in there, and revenge. There's love stories. There's revenge. What more do you want out of a
right?
Yeah.
You sound like the grandpa from Princess Bride right now. I'm as the sick little boy. I'm sold.
And there's a little bit of kissing.
Oh, skip the mushy stuff. I can't remember the line.
Don't worry. She kisses him and then immediately stabs him with a little bolt.
Is this a kissing book?
Just a little bit.
I am that little boy.
Yeah. Savage. Dude, those baseball graphics, though, on that Princess Bride, that baseball game.
And the music, yeah, seriously. So funny. Yeah, would have blown that little kid's mind to, like, play, Elden Ring.
Yeah, right. Or any of the freaking EA slop that they, put out year after year for some reason.
Throw him on some Madden.
Yeah, dude.
Blow his mind.
Yeah.
Okay, so the scissors are already important. I have thoughts on the way that you chose to use them. Now, this is what we'll call a huge nitpick. But as far as the physics of it all are concerned, and let us know in the comments, because I'm sure you have thoughts. But these are your scissors, right? And this end is the pointy end of the scissors.
Yeah.
Would it not be better, even though it would be rude because you never want to hand somebody a blade, you never want to hand someone a knife blade first. You always go handle first. But in the physics of it all, if he lets go, if the blade is towards him and he lets go, like the force of you trying to pull him up, we'll see the handle coming toward you and the blade going away from him. Versus if you're ever trying to pick somebody up using a giant pair of scissors, the safest way for you and probably for everybody is to blade toward them. They can kind of pull past it.
Yeah.
Because
plus
the risk
they can grip on the things too, and they
can work their way up and grab them, and you can use exactly.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know, dude.
But had he slipped, because you kind of see it go through my mind a little bit, where I'm like, because I remember it's been on my mind, so it's funny because had he slipped and he didn't, he rolled phenomenally or whatever, that would have been it could have been catastrophic because you're holding on to the blade pulling toward yourself. He lets go, all that force is coming toward you. All right, that was your Nate pick of the day.
Yeah, not recommended. That was I think shortly thereafter, Raspia punishes me for being mishandling scissors. We'll say mishandling dangerous objects.
Ooh, lavadongo there.
More or less. So Eni gets up on top of the lurkers as well, and then we start kind of jumping away. And that's when Faubert rolls a 1.
Right. And I do the Zerms.
Yeah, you do the Zerms. Well, the 1 is you do the Zerms. Did you roll a 20?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Because that where the Zerms come in?
That's the Zerms.
Okay, because we do, because it's the Wilhelm scream for when the player rolls a 1.
Yep.
This is important minutia here.
This is why you BB.
So then if I roll a 20 against you guys, then it's Zerms? Or is it if I roll a 20 against you guys and you roll a 1, then it's Zerms?
It's when you roll a 20. When GM rolls a 20, it's the Zerms.
Cool.
When the GM rolls a 1, it is strictly a visual thing. So you guys gotta, hopefully you're watching on video because that's the freak out color fragment thing.
Yes, exactly.
So
yeah, that's another bonus for watching on YouTube at Bardfox, Bardfox.
Indeed. But this starts this nat 1 for Faubert also starts my he starts rolling poorly a couple in a row, we'll say.
Yes, and and you act that out. You role play that very, very well.
Which if I may, from a meta standpoint, I know many people like to switch out their die. I stick to it. I'm gonna have you leave the episode with the die you came to the episode with.
Yep. So you ride or die.
That was better. Because you don't. If you can't handle me in my 1s, then you don't deserve me at my 20s.
Oh shit! There's a T-shirt for
you. But yeah, so even the next the defense against Dukas, defense against the Dark Dukas. Defense against the Dukas Arts. That's better.
I like that one. We'll take the second one.
Okay, cool. I did the calculation. I rolled a natural 2 on that defense. So
yes, that's right.
There are a couple bad rolls in a row there.
Well, and again, it was good role playing because Faubert was getting insulted, and so he starts getting a little bit more aggro himself. So
he's the Marty McFly,
He
Call
is.
me Did you just call me chicken?
Call me chicken. Yeah, that's very well put. I love that comparison. Because I have it written down here that Faubert would be the type to get into fights with trolls. What did you say? You what?
Yeah.
Yeah, which again is fantastic fucking role playing, and especially because it happened really organically. You were trying to take the high road, trying to go over their heads, and then you kind of fell into the mire with them. As I think everyone here is probably, if you've ever engaged on any kind of online exchange, you've probably felt that happen before, where you're like, hey. No, and
yeah, dude. You can actually see me swinging fists in the Star Trek _ subreddit about anyone who thinks that Kirk and Spock are not gay. I am downvoted to fuck because I'm like, they are so gay. They are in a relationship. I don't know what else to tell you.
Woo, see you in the comments. Yeah. Yes, exactly. So we've all been there, and it's perfect that Faubert exemplifies that. And actually, this brings me to my point about the score. It was, I think, what happened is it's so hypnotic that I just kind of continued to compose that, because there's really usually, and even listening back to it, I'm noticing that I find it a little bit wanting. For the fact that it should have kicked up a little more when the combat started. But I genuinely believe that I was a little bit just hypnotized by that slow pulse and and it just felt, dark enough or whatever. It's notably missing that I didn't decide to get to pick it up, throw it into some 6/8 a little bit. You know what I mean?
Sure. I get what you're saying.
Especially because it's the premier fight. This is
right.
In the
it's
third
the boss
act
fight.
But I can chalk it up because I didn't spend any less time on this one, but I think what just genuinely happened was I just get it. But like we've talked about in the previous Bardfox breakdowns, and I get lulled. I get it. It put this one in particular, this arc, the music puts me in a weird place. And so I think that's part of what it was this one in particular is so hypnotic and just kind of, it drones, it has its intricacies, but it just drones in such a way that I think again, I was just in a trance a little bit.
Well, and I don't think to me, it didn't strike as being out of character. I get what you're saying, and I could certainly see, more energy, once the CTO kicks off.
Right.
But there's almost something that makes more sense for fighting a troll, where again you are being lulled in. You're being hypnotized into caring about some you're fighting a sophist that they're using wordplay to trick you and to lure you deeper into the muck, and it's I don't find that the score is I don't know. I don't think that's an inappropriate choice, I will say.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I guess maybe not wanting, but it's definitely a choice to favor theme over painting the the energy of the moment.
I see. Yeah.
Where you're right, because it is, and I think you're right that there is something cool about that too, where it's kind of, you just feel yourself being pulled more into, kind of down into those depths, which is more representative of kind of what was happening with Faubert. And it's funny because even Justin, voiced through Eni, continues to help paint the picture and follow up with the metaphor where he's I'm already through it. I want to I don't know, give him some words of encouragement, and then he tries and it doesn't go well, and he's I don't know, I feel like my comment is getting buried by underneath this mountain of other comments,
But then we got the thumbs up.
Yes, exactly. But then it ends up, Faubert ends up making his way, to say, oh, that's right.
Yeah, he said. Yeah, Justin sends out his thoughts and prayers.
Yeah, that's right. Thoughts and prayers. Yep, and he what is it? He gives you Oh, he convinces you not to use your turn to like go after them. Which I wonder, was that like you role playing that, or did he actually like help convince you and then you like understood the kind of like,
I
looking at
mean,
it objectively with a little meta, like,
yeah, player wise, yeah, there is an element of like, okay, this is a lot of guys, and we are but two. And Justin is not equipped to defend off in these ego insults flying around. So there is definitely that like sort of gamer calculation that was going on, but there's also that moment of being like caught up and like, yeah, but let me get him, like I bet I could get him, but this is the boss. You're supposed to fight the boss, right? But I don't know. It makes more sense for storytelling, and it makes more sense for like characters, and it made more sense for the world that you designed for us to just leave them. What are they?
yeah.
They have no power over us. The power that they have, well, they have the only power they have over us is if we give it to them.
Yep. Yeah, and
So
that's honestly like it's a good moral to take away from the story too, which I think is
yeah.
cool. The way that
So
again,
I would say more so largely acting rather than like, you know, than an actual like sort of a following. I'm trying to follow the prompts from the dice, of course, and kind of
right,
getting in that realm. But yeah, I don't think it was too hard of a convince to just let him be.
right. But okay, but were you the player about ready to use your actual actions to insult them?
I mean, I did. Faubert does.
Okay. Yeah, and that's where you go on your
Yes, the expletives happens before CTO, and then he goes on his rant about having a friend and like
Oh, yes, my bad. The expletives, the first where you root tootin' McPutin when the beeps kick in. Again, we all know I love the beeps, but it's the only time you get.
Exactly. Faubert starts speaking the same language. I felt like I liked that as a choice too, where Faubert was kind of getting swallowed in the mire and like, swimming around in the muck for a minute. And yeah, I think that displays that a little bit better.
Well, and the line that you say is joke's on you kind of deal. Where I come from, like people swear all the time, and like we kind of laugh at and with it at the time because it's a funny thing to say, and it's also like on review watching it just now, I had the thought where I'm like, that is actually, there's a degree of real truth to that though. Just in that, like, if you grew up, because speaking for myself here, my friends and I were assholes to each other, as I'm sure is probably not uncommon for people around my age. I don't know what the kids are like these days, but we were pricks. So they got me used to that kind of, like, being able to recognize when I'm being insulted, but it's funny. Where it's like, oh, okay, that's a good one. Yeah. And that honestly really does condition you well for, like, trolls and the like, because usually, and not always, but usually, at least in the circles that I tend to be around, which I watch a lot of comedy stuff, so you get a lot of like comedy fans, and everyone thinks they're funny, and like some people really are. But yeah, usually there's a degree of someone's at least making themselves laugh. And being able to see like where they're coming from, like, okay, like that was a good fuck you, but that's a good one. Like, okay, fuck. Being able to, I feel like, is, from what I've seen, a good approach. And some of my favorite content over the years has been watching people try to get other people's goats, so to speak. So also literally, you ever watch a good goat fight?
Yeah, goat theft.
Goat theft fights are my favorite for sure.
Yeah,
Such a niche genre, though. It's hard to.
I'm actually I am highly anticipating. There's like several movies about this. In fact, so I'm highly anticipating Goat Theft Auto 6.
Long road, but I like the orchard we
Yeah.
arrived in. 'Tis
I don't
fruitful.
know why I decided auto needed to stay the same, but I don't know. Couldn't think of another A word. Hey, wait.
Yeah. Speaking of A words and the like,
Yes.
um, so
It's an interesting choice. Sorry, go ahead. I was about
no. Just Faubert goes on after being like,
yes,
jokes on
Faubert
you.
swearsies
People swear where I'm from. People swear all the time.
all the time. I was like debate because in this is a fact that I remember a fact about fiction that I remember learning a long time ago, that when I first heard about learning Klingon, there's like I don't know, I got like a CD a long time ago and blah blah blah. And
Like a
in it,
CD where they told you how to speak Klingon.
mhm.
Was that just like they'd say the word and then the English?
Yeah, it's like those old tapes basically.
Can you imagine stumbling on that, not knowing what the context is for it?
Yeah. Yeah. But I remember hearing that like in Klingon, like swearing is considered like a form of poetry. Like great swearers like are revered in their culture of like, oh, you can string together some fucking expletives, my friend.
It's
You
good
know,
lore.
it's good lore. You know.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's good little world building fact.
Yeah, I thought so. I think that's fun. So I was debating in my head, like to like where I'm from, swearing's like poetry, but I ended up saying something incredibly lamer. People swear also.
Oh, that's really funny. But yeah, it goes on to lay down a rant that I goes well, right? Like
Yeah, well,
rolling
and then
wise.
yeah, and then he curses. He gets in the ramble of curses with the bleeps like just before CTO, which has no effect because it's the attack. It's not an attack because he was already attacked, so it's just like role playing stuff.
Okay.
Just a
Some
little bit of
juice.
RP, just a
Yeah.
little RP out there.
Right.
Yeah, Justin sends the thoughts and prayers, and then because this is the string of bad rolls. Like Phobo gets last in the CTO, so he defends, ignores two oncoming attacks, and then Phobo, once it is his turn, goes on to his rant about having a friend, someone who actually cares about him. And then this is the line about and I don't live in my mother's basement. I live in my grandmother's basement.
Yes, dude. That was such a good. Because I think fourth dimensionally, it was really, really funny to like watch you kind of snap back into the gear of like character. You know what I mean? Because you're kind of
Yeah.
glimpsing the line of like, a little bit of a meta commentary and an in-game comment, an in-narrative commentary. And then, the like the classic insult, And I actually have that written down here as mother's basement, LOL, and then arrow pointing to it, new NVJ, which I think it is.
Maybe.
I think grandmother's basement takes the cake. In either
Yeah.
case, it goes to Tahi over here. But
Thank you.
yeah,
Because like it hasn't been previously, it's been previously established that Faubert lives with his grandparents, but not the basement. So that's a fun little lore drop.
yeah, you're right. You're right. And it makes just crystal clear, perfect sense. It's so funny.
And there probably is at least one like pole in the basement. So, because Granny's got to practice at home.
But, yeah, this is all fan theory at this point, but it might explain a little bit about why Faubert hates that so much.
That's right. Yeah, he's just downstairs. He's just in his room, like, and then Grandmammy's like, I need to practice for bear.
Slamming her cheeks on the basement floor.
It's like I'm just trying to read.
It's the only time he willingly like practices his music.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So he does decide.
The imagery there is we need to move on. It's so haunting and hilarious.
So he does decide to weaponize those words, but in a way that kind of helps clear the path, and then he escapes from the mob. But I do love this moment too with the weaponized words where you're like, yep, couple of lurkers, they fall into Kenobi robes and they exit the chat. Yeah. Which I think is my new favorite way. I think that's the new way of saying like unalive, you know.
Yeah. The exited the chat. That is really funny.
Yeah.
They become more there was a moment, and I remember this from the actual session, but where you're like, oh no, they're becoming more powerful than I could possibly imagine, and there's probably a moment where you can see it in me where I do the math. I'm like, damn, that would be really funny to do, but like, is it worth now making them have to face that for the joke, or? And we of course we let that ball go over the plate, but it was
because that's the joke. I don't know, man. I am a Star Wars fan. I like Star Wars, especially the originals. Mm-hmm. But like I think that was a point that you brought up to me at one point where he's like, yeah, Kenobi's like, if you strike me down now, then I shall become more powerful than you can possibly imagine. In that I will become a ghost that will advise your son from time to time and have no physical affectation on the world around me and will not affect you directly ever again.
Well, to be honest, if you have any sort of guilty conscience, this might help put it at ease, because I will be watching over your son pretty much at all times after this point. I'll chime in at some very crucial moments. In fact, Darth, you may want to pull this off. This is free child care for your son, you deadbeat.
Yes, the next episode will become dire at the beginning.
Yeah, right. Seriously, like, I'm really gonna save his ass. Strike me down, Darth. Luke's literal life depends on it.
Do it.
I've become narratively crucial pretty soon here. Yeah, so. It's funny because I referenced it for the imagery of like just like dropping down. I was just kind of I was in the zone, baby. But there's a moment where you say that, and I'm like, so anyway, you guys, because damn, that would have been good. Is in essence what I'm saying. That would have made that reference way cooler. But mostly just referring to the imagery of it. At some point throughout here, I want to give credit where it's due. There's some zerms. Where
there's a zerm.
It was not I who zermed. So like there's an added zerm, which was cool.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
I mean, it's in the sound bank now.
Good. Okay. Cool. Good.
I clipped them.
Then that's the sound bank. I imagine we've got the wash off things in there.
Oh yeah, dude. I got the wash off dinger. This does not leave my like main hard drive space.
Nice.
Yeah, I got the FUM Fobo Yell. Fobo. I've got the GM Nat 20. I've got the Meta's Twinkle. Pudding.
Oh, okay, nice.
Natural ones, natural 20s. I unfortunately do have some Neener. I have teleportation, the wash-off dinger, and then I also have the pirate shanty.
Oh, awesome!
Yeah, so bangers.
Yeah, that's classic. Yeah, definitely got to keep that close. Got to hang on to that.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, nice added zerms.
Thank you.
Yeah, that goes back to the point I was making about like when you hear the sound go off, but I'm not the one that makes it. Even if the depth isn't to the actual like the actual world itself, it adds, kind of a little bit of that same sort of depth to the show. Or like that consistency.
I love a bit.
Looking at it from the eyes of as a listener, going back over these, I think it adds a lot. It's fun.
I'm just a big fan of bits.
Ah, yes. We've seen them. The shining gold bits.
So we dodge, dive, duck, dip, and dodge past the trolls and the Lord. We go over the edge, and then we get to the end of the episode where it is revealed that the the tavern that doesn't serve blue or yellow is in fact the red bar. and you stand there, and I'm like, oh, I get it. That's funny. And Justin's like,
no idea what's going on.
Yeah, and you're gloating.
Well, and it's perfect because it allowed me to. Okay. And there are things at the end that I really do want to get to. But I have to say that as soon as you do get past them is right when you can start to hear the Red Bear theme. Mm-hmm. And that theme is just a distant horn at first, and then it grows. And it's funny because the moment where I'm patting myself on the tush and you guys are silent, it's perfect because it allows there to be a moment where the melody is featured.
Yes.
And it's cool because we end up taking full advantage of that silence to being able to paint that moment. I remember being grateful for that when I was composing, where I was like, sweet score. Yeah. This is right what I needed right here. Because it is a distinct, one of the distinct four-spin melodies
right.
that's been building since the first time you ran into Dale.
In what, episode 2 of this season?
Yeah, exactly. And so that's been building up, and the moment you touch down is where you can first start to hear the trumpets playing that, and I like the way that it builds to that moment of, again, we're self-congratulation. So
well, it also works from a scoring, from a compositional standpoint too, because we're, as we've said, in the mire and very percussive, and a lot of the drum leading it, and then there are obviously other things going on and stuff, but then to have that sort of warming reassurance of brass come through in a much more fuller way is it's cool to signal that we have come to the end of this journey. We've made it,
That's a good point, and it's melodically too. When the theme kicks off, there's you hit on one, and then there's a rest. It's boom, down, 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 down. But that first bow is where that beat breaks and it hits, and then you get that the relief of the voices of the brass and whatnot. And it's not in harmonic minor at all. It's a lot more it's got a little bit more of an anthemic, kind of lighthearted nature to it, rather than the hypnotic droll, which I also think was probably a choice, again, compositionally, where I really wanted that moment to wash over as warmth and realization, and also drive home that moment of ha ha ha, because the red bar reveal, if it bangs, because that riddle was hinting to it. It's a little bit more than a pun. Thank you very much, VO, which is so fucking funny, because after that reveal we do go to the VO. That's right. For the second time in a row, an episode is ending with Han congratulating himself on a pun.
I mean,
that's a great example. First of all, my friends being dicks. No, but also me being all right, well, that's a dunk on my team that's so good you have to clap. All right, respect. I don't really follow basketball, but the metaphor was sound. That's one that's funny as hell, but it's like I can't deny that technically.
Mm-hmm.
It was the VO in rare form again, really starting to get good. Really beginning to gear up at this point.
Is that so?
Yeah, hilarious. Very, very funny. I also use the word agitatious.
Agitatious, that's good. It's a good new one.
Yeah, I think it adds to the Agilitas dictionary of words that we are running and gunning. But yeah, agitatious feels like it could be like a good like prog rock song. That's like a
good.
Little,
agitatious.
Kind of 7/8
Yeah.
and like, little agitatious. Yeah. But the VO, okay, while we're on the note of the VO, because there are a couple other notes, but while we're on the note of the VO, he says, I'll try to trim Han's ego back. What's the next line like?
But it is rather Hydra-like.
Yeah, but it's rather Hydra-like. And in some kind of twist of irony, I wrote ego like a Hydra rules. I like that. I have an ego like a Hydra. It's just so ironic and like, of course you like that.
Of course you do.
Ego like a Hydra. That's fucking sick. It wasn't meant to be. Damn it.
That's not a compliment.
Yeah, again, it's very, very, very meta at a point. It's growing two heads. So ego like a Hydra also rules. Also wouldn't be a bad prog rock song name. Flat
or
Tire.
album.
You're right. That's a damn good album.
I mean, it'd definitely be a song too, like because it's prog. Like, you gotta have a titular song.
Right. Yes, exactly. Did we, when we were in the Scoops, because we were like a baby prog, I'd say we played baby prog.
Yeah, baby prog, math. It was like weird math rock-y sort of thing.
Yes,
No,
yeah, definitely.
I don't think because we didn't have I don't think we named that like collection of songs.
Some of them had names because there was
no, but I don't think we named the collection. Is what I mean.
What was the one? The Log Dragon, the something.
Snarky Log Dragon Blues.
Snarky Log Dragon Blues.
Yeah. Yeah, a couple of the songs had names, and I don't remember like because I know we recorded that like collection. But
if you want to hear this, it's on YouTube, by the way.
It's true. It's true.
Booter Scoops, Booder Scoops.
I'll put a link in the thing.
Put a link. Yeah, Booter Scoops is it's a fun. That's all. What I had I was trying out for a band, got the part, just saying. But I was trying out for a band, and they had said to somebody because they were friends with we had a mutual friend, and at one point they called the Booter Scoops. They mistook the Booter Scoops for like a jam band, and it told me a lot about their taste. It's like that's a huge miscalculation, man. Every dumb thing we did took hours of rehearsal. That thing was down to the timing on Booter's like compression pedal, like we were talking about off air.
Distortion, yeah.
We would watch where his foot was at, and that would cue up one, and we spent hours practicing getting that down exactly and watching each other for those cues. The fact that it comes off like a jam band, will take as a compliment because it means it sounded like it flowed.
Exactly, it's a good vibe to have, but yeah, like it was meticulously composed.
Woo, well put, 100%. Yeah, we took.
I mean, what was that one transition where like? Where he's like he had written like a thing that was in like drop D.
Yep.
He'd written a couple things that were in drop D, but a lot of it was in standard tuning. He's like, I don't know how to do it. I was like, all right, well, you hit the snare. You do like a snare like roll. You just fucking keep chugging and put it in tune. And that's
eighth notes all the way through until he tunes it up. And we practiced it for one match. But yeah, no, honestly, and you can hear it. It's in that composition. It's 45 minutes. I think maybe 39 minutes.
22, I thought.
Is it 22? Okay. It's 22 minutes though of solid like composition.
Oh yeah.
Of like we really, really like as you said, meticulously composed, was very well put. But yeah, I don't think we actually had. Some of them had names, and I don't think any of them were self-titled. We didn't have a titular song. Sorry. Someday.
I moved away before we could.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to like do a Booter Scoop song, satellites, or different.
Dude, that would be. It would be interesting, but man, some of that sauce was just from like just being in the room and like writing things together and like. Yeah, Booter coming with a crazy ass idea, and we're like, okay, let's follow through.
So fun, very very good times. Check it out, like he said. He'll put the link down in the old description.
Yeah. All right, I've got one last note, and this is the VO. And as we mentioned on our Patreon.com, which Bardfox with 3 X's. We earn each of those X's, which we're going to do now.
We earned it through beatboxing. Oh, we should have planned that out. That would have been good.
Which we're going to do now.
Yes, indeed. Well, yeah, happy New Year. If you're seeing this right around the release time. And we appreciate you either checking out the Patreon or watching it from the Patreon. We appreciate our patrons for letting us lend this to the main feed grovelers. Go Grovs.
Go Grovs.
And, I think that's all I got for this particular one. We'll see you guys in the next episode.
Next year. We will resume our normal programming. We'll have the episode 14 to you the first Wednesday of January.
And big things are on the horizon, so stay tuned for some news. The next Bardfox breakdown, perhaps.
Do. Bye.